Glenn, this is actually a 5-star resort for butterflies. It's a 5-star.
Right.
It's a 5-star resort for
And
the
it's
butterflies.
open bar every day. So also a place where we learn about them and study the butterfly habits.
So they even have an open bar here.
Well, you know, these fruits are actually past their prime for us, but they're beautiful for the butterflies. These butterflies love fruits that are rotting and fermenting, causing alcohol and sugar. That's their diet, alcohol and sugar.
So are they tipsy butterflies?
These guys are tipsy, and it's an important part of their defense because they get tipsy and they fly funny. You've heard about the flutter butters.
Oh, I love
well,
it.
this is part of it, and it's really important because that's how they evade their predators. They're flying like this. A bird can't keep up with that. Butterflies are very unique because they're one of the only insects, in fact, they are the only insect that has scales in their wings. Out of the millions and zillions of types of insects in the world, butterflies use these scales to make the incredible mosaics of designs and colors that attract their mates.
It's almost like they're reflective.
Well, they are. It's an amazing thing. We talked about the scales in the wings, but if you notice when you watch the blue morpho, you're going to see the color actually changes as they fly because it's a color, it's a reflection. And if you were to look at these butterflies underneath a microscope in a dark room, you would just see a gray slate of scales that look like little mirrors. And they're reflecting the blue wavelength in the ambient light. So here we get an opportunity to see this type of butterfly changing its colors to avoid predators. Again, it's another predator technique to defend itself. And all butterflies you see that are iridescent like these have the same effect.
So before you came to Costa Rica and had this great idea for a butterfly conservatory, where are you originally from?
Well, I was born in Texas and I lived there most of my life. However, I had a 10-year stint working overseas when I was during my 30-year career in engineering. However, I had a chance for early retirement and I came to Costa Rica when I had that opportunity. And so I wanted to be in a tropical place and a Latin culture, and my heart is fulfilled here.
Glenn, this view is spectacular. I can even see the tip of the volcano. I can't help but wonder, when you came to Costa Rica and you stood on this piece of property, was this one of the major reasons you decided to come here and start a business?
Wow. I felt free as a butterfly when coming to Costa Rica. But that's not how it happened. Actually, it was just seeing what had happened here to this area, how it had been previously cut and was no longer functioning. And I wanted to begin to try to find a way to regenerate it. So now this is a demonstration project to demonstrate how the area here can be regenerated like it was until just 60 years ago. And butterflies just became our primary focus because I love them.
So the challenge with this area is it was cut for grazing, is that correct, for livestock?
It was cut for creating cattle ranches, and when rainforest is first cut, it's incredibly rich, and the grasses were wonderful, and the cows grew fat and beautiful. However, over periods of time, the erosion, the leaching of the soils leads to poor grasses, and the cows just no longer survived and weren't able to continue the ranching activities here.
When you first arrived at this location, was there a sign or anything that led you to believe that this was the right place to be?
The forest had already been cut at that time, and the views of the volcano were incredible. And then amazingly, it made an incredible eruption, which just took my breath away. And
what kind of eruption? Was it big or?
Well, it was a big mushroom type, and it was one of the eruptions where the smoke goes straight up in a mushroom cloud, and then the lava comes down the side, just comes, and you can hear it. You can hear the rocks like a freight train coming down the side of the volcano, and just incredible. It gives you, well, gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
Some people may find an exploding volcano a reason not to come here. Why with you was it a sign?
Well, it may to some folks, but to me, I never felt fear of that volcano. And later that was confirmed by the residents that were living here. It was a few folks who were living at the time the volcano exploded in '68. And they've all confirmed to me that this area, El Castillo, this little village, is safe. However, the other side, 90 degrees from us, going the other direction, they were heavily affected. Yes, they were.
What was the biggest challenge you faced with the conservatory?
I think the biggest challenge in raising butterflies is understanding their needs, because they have diseases like we do. They have things that make them comfortable and live longer and feel better and stay healthy. And those are the biggest challenges, learning about those.
I didn't realize that there are a bunch of different habitats that butterflies need to live in.
It's interesting because the area we've been walking in outside is the area that's in general regeneration. But here we have 4 representative habitats where we're showing the 4 ecological areas around Lake Arenal. Here we're currently in the edge of the forest habitat, but each of these ecological areas are represented here in the next 4 habitats, and we've adjusted the environment in each one of these to be representative of these areas.
Glenn, I would think that there's a lot of plants you need to maintain for the butterfly conservatory. Do you grow them here?
Well, we do. There's a lot of plants because we're planting a variety of all the plants that are native to this area as much as we can. First, in this period of time, we're planting mostly the pioneering plants, but later we're continuing to do our diversity because every butterfly has its own host plant.
All these flowers are so pretty.
Well, all this area is in general regeneration, and all of these are different types of plants that are primarily pioneer plants that are being placed for their regeneration area.
What are the white bags on the tree?
Well, these bags in this area are the second method we use for raising butterflies besides our laboratory. This method is called ranching, like ranching cattle. And when we find the butterflies naturally with the eggs and the larvae out here in the open, we put the bags around them to give them a level of protection, and then they continue to grow inside the bag. So that protects them from flying predators, and we also put a little axle grease right around the stem where it goes in the bag, and that keeps crawling predators like ants and other types of crawlers from going up inside the bag.
I have to ask, Glenn, what is your favorite butterfly? Mine is the Morpho. It's pretty, it's big, it's blue. When they fly towards me, it looks like they're whispering something. But for you, what would it be?
Well, I love the Morpho too. It's the national butterfly of Costa Rica with good reason. However, I love the caligo. The caligo atreus, which is the golden caligo. That's the largest butterfly in Costa Rica, and it's got a beautiful mosaic on its wings created by these incredible colors in their scales.
If there's one thing you want a visitor at the Butterfly Conservatory to remember, what would that be?
Just to take something away that will inspire them to awaken in a way, to do something that back home, to perhaps plant a butterfly bush or something for nature.
So on your day off, what do you like to do?
Well, fortunately, we have a really nice group of individuals in this village. At different places, we have a Sunday social, and we get together and have an opportunity to talk with folks, the other folks here, and talking about their challenges and what's happened with them and their experiences in Costa Rica. It's wonderful. I love that.
So I can see butterflies here, I can see frogs here, and I can see monkeys here.
And over 350 species of birds.
That's incredible. Glenn, you are a wealth of knowledge about the area. I am so glad I met you, and I'm so excited to explore more and to meet new people.
Right up the road is one of our neighbors, Nico. He has the Essence Arenal. It's an eco-lodge that also has an organic ranch, and visitors there get to participate in the food they prepare as well.
Do you think you can introduce us?
Be happy to.
Awesome, let's go.
Let's go and see there.